So we are live. We are live. Let me put my name up in lights. What is up, everyone? It is 8 o'clock ish on the Tuesday. This is Harry the Big Dog with DJ Interview. What is going on? Yo, this morning and last night, I was in this storm and the winds was blowing like crazy last night and early this morning. Woke me up. The trees is coming to the house like this. So I hope everybody up and down the East Coast who did get hit, I hope everyone is okay. So let's get this thing. Once again, it's Harry the Big Dog with the DJ Interview, and I have my special guest coming on today. He is representing New York, North Carolina, and Georgia. I want to thank everyone who's watching the replay. I want to thank everyone who's coming from Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, my Facebook group, Facebook page, and my homepage. What is going on? Without further ado, what is up, DJ Kid Tree?
What's good, Harry? You good over there?
I am good over here.
Yeah.
Yo, it was a little crazy earlier.
Wow.
I don't know if y'all got that weather, but we had a tornado not too far from where I am. And
nah, we didn't get none of that.
Just a lot of down trees. Winds is blowing like 500,000 miles. So let's get this thing going. Say what's up to everybody that is checking in. We got DJ P Nice checking in. We got a few people checking in. So, and I'll get back to those. So let's get this thing started. You give us your name, your government name if you want, your DJ name, and how you got started in this DJ business.
My name is Matthew Banks Sr., a.k.a., well, let me say this, Matthew Edward Banks Sr., a.k.a. DJ Kid Tree. How I got started in the game was because I always had a love for music, a real love for it, since I guess I was about 2 years old. And that's what made me want to get into it. It was hip-hop first. I'm sorry. It was R&B first. It was all R&B first. And then it turned into hip hop after that.
Nice, nice. So I'm dying to know, and I've been waiting. How did you get your name?
I was in a rap group at first, and it was a couple of guys that put me on to different forms of music. One's name was Rodney Bass. One name was Donnie Hines. And my homies was Ben, Brian, and Barbara Street. So after we formed the rap group as kids, I was just like, I'm feeling this. I like this, but I want to get into something else. And I think I want to get into DJing. So they was like, well, me and Ben was walking through the park one day. He was like, the one you want to go up under is Disco Tree. So I'm like, yeah, I heard him. He was like, yeah. He said, so I don't know, you'll meet him one day. Like, we'd be walking, you just meet him. He was walking through the park, and he saw him. He was like, there go Tree right there. I was like, I'm getting ready to go talk to him for a minute. So I went over there. I was like, Tree, I'm a little kid now. This dude is 6'9". I'm like, I'm not even 4 feet yet. So I'm like, Tree, just teach me how to DJ. Just teach me how to DJ. And he was like, I tell you what, I do all that you want me to do, but you got to keep your grades up in school. And he said, I'm going to tell you where I live at, and you come around my crib, and we can get the process started. And that's where it started from.
Wow. So what year are we talking now?
Ooh, we're talking 79.
Oh, you showed your age now.
Yes, early 79, early.
We got Rhonda Supreme checking in. What's up, Rhonda? We got Barry B-Side checking in. What's up? If you are here, throw your name in so we can give you a shout out. All right, so getting into this now, you got your start. This is like around 79.
79.
You are on whose records? Mom's? A friend's?
You're not gonna believe this. Okay, so at the same time when I met Tree, I was like, I gotta find a way to get records. And I know my mom's not gonna buy them for me. She don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? I knew my step pops was not gonna give me no love on that. So I was like, I gotta find a way to do this. So I walk up to this record store in North Carolina, and the record store was the hottest record store on the East Coast. So I walk in there and I see the owner, and I was like, listen, I'll sweep your floors, I'll clean up around here, I'll clean your bathrooms for you, vacuum your floors. She looked at me and told me, and this is a painful thing when you're a kid. She looked at me and she told me, she said, I don't need no one to clean up around here. She said, I can do that just fine. So
Wow.
I'm walking out the store slowly, and she says, but hold up, I will teach you how to run this business. She said, in trade for music. And her name was Amanda Hill.
Wow.
Yes.
And you developed a relationship. What type of business was it?
It was a record store.
Record store. Ooh.
Guess what? All the bootleg joints that you see back in the days, all the 8-tracks and all the cassettes and all that, her husband and 2 other dudes was involved in the biggest ring that made Billboard magazine back then.
Wow.
They were the bootleg kings.
Wow. Now, where was this at? This was
in Kinston, North Carolina. Kinston, North Carolina was actually that whole area, the whole East Coast was like the hottest market I'd ever heard as far as DJs go. From Goldsboro to Kinston to New Bern, Greenville, anywhere before you get to Raleigh was scorching, on fire.
Wow.
Cats was out of New York, so they was just like ruling the game. Like we got to bring this flavor here because it got to be something different. Like it got to be able to compete with what's going on up north. So when they come down, they can automatically say, "This is great. I feel like I'm at home." Except for we don't have the fast driving and all that, but the party scene is good and the clothes is good and everything is good. So we always stayed not in competition. We always stayed current with what was going on up north because everybody from up north.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, did that carry over to South Carolina?
No.
It was just North Carolina.
Just the East Coast people. Yeah. It was on fire, man. Dudes with curls, man, going hard. I'm talking about y'all don't even know. Like, whoo.
Wow. So tell me about your first setup.
You ain't gonna believe this. My first setup was my first setup was given to me by my son's godfather. I was older when I got my first setup. I didn't need a setup because everywhere I played had equipment. So I never got into buying equipment, which that was the wrong thing to do. I felt like I should have had it a long time ago. But you got people that either don't believe you're gonna do it or not willing to spend the money or just saying I don't have enough money to buy you the things that you need. And that's cool. But what if somebody had, and what if somebody had showed me the business? Like, where would I be at now? Probably in retirement stages,
I know that. Oh man. So now what type of equipment did you have? Did you start out with?
Okay. So let's go here. The first people that I've ever heard do live remotes, the first live remote I've ever heard, and I might be wrong, but I think I am right, in the United States, period, was done in Kinston, North Carolina. It was a dude at a radio station called Q97 that was there, and he built the first transmitter box that I had seen. And they was doing live remote starting in 79. I did my first live remote in 79, the first. And the turntables from the station were They didn't have any pitch control on.
Classics.
Well, you know
I
what?
had a few of them.
You really had to know what you was doing.
Yeah.
And everyone that got on them really knew what they was doing, or they just said, I'm not going to get on those, because they didn't have the crossfader. They had the knobs. And once you click over on the knob, you can't hear it in the headphones. So the only thing you can hear is when you click back off and pull back.
Oh, man.
Like, for real. I mean, it was quick. The first time I was on, it was 79 Berkeley Park, Goldsboro, North Carolina. And I was cutting Sing Sing by Gas. I'm fine. I'm killing it. I'm 10. I'm fine. I'm killing it. And all of a sudden I look up in front of me and it's like 3,000 people just standing there amazed. And that's and I got nervous, and the dudes from the station and stuff, they was like, we're going to put you on hold for a minute
till you get your nerves.
Yeah. And then they was joking. They was like, call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. He's shaking. He's trembling. You know, I was like, oh man, when you were a kid, you know, it's like,
for real, that's a lot of people for a grown up. 3,000 people. I know some people in here, they've played in front of 30 and 40,000.
Mm-hmm. 3,000. We talking about 3,000 in the beginning of the remote.
Yeah.
What it was at the end of the remote, people were still coming because it was free. So they still coming. They still coming. But I'm like, everybody was like, they was amazed. They was like, oh my gosh, who is this little kid? He barely can't touch his turntables. But he up here doing his thing. And then when I looked up, I was like, oh my gosh. And to this very day, every party, every crowd I get ready to go play for, it's always that first bit of nervousness in the beginning. And then it disappears.
I think that's everybody. Yeah. Nervous. If you're not nervous, then something wrong with you.
Yeah. It's a crazy feeling, and I'm just like, will this ever go away? And it never goes away. I think it's a way of humbling yourself to be like, okay, I really got to put my all into this.
Yeah. I be telling the story to people when I first, like you said, when you first get there, you're nervous. Right. But my hands are shaking so bad that I need a beer and a shot.
Right.
So my hands would stop shaking so I can put the needle on the record.
All I need is a little bit of peace. That's all I need. Just give me a little bit of peace and I'm gone. Or it now it's like when I go into spots and I play, if I go to parties and play, and it's just the beginning, I'm looking for the first person that's rocking with me. And usually if that first person is rocking with me and I got them, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. I need one person. That's what I need. That's it.
So we got Eric Nash checking in. What's up, E? We got Chris Gloss checking in. We got DJ Cam checking in. We got Bridget checking in. If you are here, give a shout out. Well, drop your name so we can give you a shout out. So take us through the 80s, through your 80s. You're in North Carolina now. When did you get up here?
I'm in North Carolina. I'm still working at the record store, and all of a sudden I get a chance. One of my partners, he was like, he had the skating rink on lock. So he was like, I'm going to Boston for the summer. I don't know going to have a skating rink, but just see, if you can get up in there. So the dude that ran the skating rink, he shows up at the record store. Bam! I'm in there. So now I got my co-signer because my boss lady, she like, I know you good. So whatever, any chance you get, I'm gonna make sure you get them. So she's talking to him up in there, and I asked him, I was like, yeah, I heard Uncle Bird was going for the summer. He said, yeah. He was like, yeah. He said, I said, you looking for a DJ? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, I'm gonna come through. So I took off and went out there one Sunday, and him and the lady that owned the building, which was skating rink and bowling alley, they was together, and I got both of them together, and I talked to them, and I was like, look, this what need to happen. Y'all need to do a Q97 remote. So she looked at me and she laughed. She was like, we already did one. She said, and the numbers was horrible. I said, oh. I said, okay. I said, why won't you try another one? She said, because it's just money being spent and not money being made. I said, I get that. That's business. I said, okay. I said, but hold up. This is what we'll do. If nobody shows up, you don't have to pay me a dime. I said, if the numbers is low, you don't have to pay me a dime.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. But I said, if it's over 200 people, which is your money. You charging $5 a head. That's more than your money. That's the commercials back then. The remotes was like 300. So you
Mm,
have $700 profit, even if it's number 200 people. You charging $5 a head. I'm
right.
like, I said, I tell you what. I said, if they don't show up, you ain't got to pay me nothing. So they run the advertisement. Everybody in school was like, we coming, we coming, we coming. I'm like, yo, I'm like, really? It was like, I promise you, we coming. So I'm like, okay. I was like, whoo. So it's building up. It's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, it's Thursday, and they still talk. I can't wait till Sunday. I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow, I can't believe this. So I'm like famous. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is great. So Sunday, I pull up, I get somebody, I wasn't driving, I get somebody to drive me out to the skating rink. And it seems like when you're getting there, when you're almost getting there, the car starts moving like 5 miles an hour in your. I'm like, why is the car moving so slow? And it was my uncle. So my Uncle Barry, he pulls in the parking lot. I said, whoa, the line is wrapped around the skating rink and the bowling alley.
Nice.
Here's the other thing now. They hadn't seen it. They're on the inside. Okay? So
Oh,
I'm just like, I get out, the crowd go crazy. Oh, it's like it sounds like a concert out there. I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm shaking. I'm like, oh, they about to make me hurt myself out here. They was dapping me up and females hugging me, and I'm like, wow. So I knock on the door. When I knock on the door, the manager finally comes to the door, and he was like stuck, like, oh my gosh. I said, you might as well get that money out. The money is there. I said, it's there. I said, I need bonuses for the night. So they said they would do a remote every other week, and they did a remote every other week until I left that side of North Carolina. And not only that, I played in this club called the Chic Discotheque, which was the biggest, best club in the state of North Carolina, period, at that time. I played there from 80 to 84, every Friday and Saturday night. And to this very day, Harry, I am the youngest DJ on the East Coast to ever go in the club and play. I started playing in clubs when I was 10.
wow.
4 clubs, and I'm talking about 1,000 people easy. Easy.
Oh, 10 years old. I was still playing with my Evil Knievel and my Stretch Armstrong.
I never saw none of those things. It was just, I wanted to do something productive. And I knew, with my situation in home, with me and my family situation, that I would have a happy life if I did something that I love to do versus something somebody else wanted me to do to earn a profit that I probably wouldn't appreciate in the long run.
All right, so I know somebody gonna ask, you 10 years old, how much experience you got at 10 years old?
When you got a teacher that's great, you're gonna be great. Like my teacher didn't play with me, and not only him, it was not only the teacher, it was the dudes from the radio stations. My guy was Tony Perry, Lester Jackson, Warren Winston, Steve Lewis. I mean, I learned something from everybody. And those dudes, they made sure that they took me on other remotes. Like we had this thing called a Battle of the High Schools that we used to do and it was live remotes. Everything was live remotes. So what the Battle of the High Schools was, it was a dance competition. So you go around to all the high schools in all these cities, and they'll have the competition. In the end, you pick the winner from each school, and you have the finals.
Wow.
We would do those on like Thursday nights. Like I used to get in a lot of trouble, man. A lot of trouble. A lot of trouble, man. And man, it's worth it, man. It's worth it.
Wow, 10 years old. So we got Tracy Allen checking in. Hey, what's going on? So now this is through the 80s.
Through the 80s.
Coming up to late 80s.
Yeah.
How old are you and where are you at now? Are you still in North Carolina?
I'm still in North Carolina. I was in and out of New York for a minute on some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I miss it here. But, on some other stuff as growing up. I moved to Durham, North Carolina. And that was a different type of excitement.
Now, this takes you into the 90s when you're there?
This is in the 80s. I'm still in the 80s.
The 80s, okay.
Still in the 80s. And from 84 to 87, which I graduated in 87, 84 to 87, it was a different type of vibe in Durham. Durham was a little bit different. It was fast, really, really fast. Durham was Brooklyn, put it that way. Nice Brooklyn back then, but now, over the years, it got to be Brooklyn. That's why Big Daddy Kane said he felt like he was in Brooklyn when he moved down that way. You know what I'm saying? And Brown was different.
Mm.
I love the triangle area though. I love it. I'm telling you, I want to go back. Okay.
So during this time, did you have a horror story with a party?
Uh,
You forgot your needles. You
no.
played it, and your mother, since you was 10 years old, your mother was wondering where you were at, and she came and got you.
Well, let me say this. My mom was very protective of me. I'm my only son, so she didn't want me out there. My mom actually didn't start coming to see me play until I got grown.
Mm.
I was really grown. Like she didn't have time. She was working like 4 or 5 jobs. You know what I'm saying? And trying to maintain for a family and stuff like that. So she really didn't have time to But no, she didn't want me out there. Yeah, I didn't. Well, for getting needles and stuff like that, all that came about when I started buying my own equipment, and that has happened recently.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you go out and leave the laptop plug, and so I started keeping one in the car. Like literally, like yeah. But the Durham years was great, and then I ended up with my first child, which is my son, in 87. No, 88. I'm sorry, 88. And things changed, like still on the music, but things, started changing. Like you got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't play out here. Like, so.
Was there ever a point you wanted to quit DJing?
I did quit.
You did?
I did quit.
Yeah. For how
long? 2 years. I got with this chick, and I actually sold my turntables to a guy that had a club, and I told him, I said, well, you keep them. And he was like, well, if you ever want to buy them back, just come back and get them from me. When I got ready to get back in the game, he was like, somebody tore the whole tone on them. I was like a 1200 dude. I was like, oh my gosh. So, wow. I was like, this is crazy.
1200s are rugged. I know my boys still got 1200s from back in the day.
Yeah, like I was like, really though? Like, man, I was like, you don't take care of stuff? Like, who does this? But I quit for a couple of years. I gave it up. But I knew that the relationship I was in, it wasn't gonna last unless I got back into music. And I'll be honest with you, that's probably in a relationship.
Wow.
That's where I would be with any relationship. And the moment somebody wants me to feel like you do that too much, or you love music more than you love me, that's not a problem with me. That's a problem with you. That has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like that, I can't make you feel no better. Because
you got quite a few people here that's like that.
Yeah.
DJ Fur. I was like that at one time. My records was first, and my kids' mothers was a close second.
Close. Really close.
But the record,
the trick is to find somebody that don't get mad about that. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, okay, I love him because he loves something that much. And then he loves me the way he loves me, and that's it, But
what do you think about the shirt? It's dope, right?
Dope, yeah. I gotta get one of those. I don't know. Where you get that from?
I made it about 20 minutes before we came on.
Yeah, you gotta send me one. I'll send you money.
I got you, bro. I got you. So now take us into the 90s. Now, first, let me back up. This is you're playing on Wax.
Right. Yeah, still on Wax.
To the Wax era.
Wax all the way.
Through the 90s, because it sounds like, you moved out of North Carolina.
Actually, not then. Actually,
not then. Okay.
Actually, I left Durham and went back to Kinston. This is what happened. I haven't been to Kinston in years, and I'm going to see some of my homeboys. And I picked up one of my homies, and he was like, hey, man, the same dude who used to own the sheep, James Hodges, he building a club right around the corner. Guess what I'm working for, though? I'm working for Classic Food Services, which is a division for Coca-Cola. I could have been huge in there. Huge.
Wow.
The manager liked me. His wife liked me. Like, they really love me. Like, I could have been really, really huge and retired by now. But I go and I look at the club and I'm like, phew. And so he sees me. He was like, man, what you be doing on the weekends? I was like, nothing. I said, I don't work on the weekend. He's like, you come down and play on the weekends and go back. I went one weekend and never came back. And I went and turned my uniforms into Classic, and I told him, I said, I gotta go. I gotta go. I was like, I gotta go. I've been waiting for this moment. And while I was in Durham, some things was happening. It was a dude named Clark Dark for a station 104 in the Raleigh Durham area. He had me doing parties for Duke. Now that's the most money I had seen ever at that point. Now
from DJing or ever?
DJ. Yeah, no, yeah. Well, a job can't hang with DJ money.
DJ
money. You ain't got to worry about that. So we he meets me. He was like, yeah, I want you to start doing parties for me. So I'm like, okay. So he was like, come to Duke. I want you to do this Duke party for me. And I asked him about the pay. When I got there, the dude was at the front door with $800, and this was back in early 90s. 90, 91.
That was a lot of money back then.
And I was like, what's going on?
I was still getting
bad. I was like, this is Duke University, guy. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Okay.
But for Duke University, that wasn't a lot of money, but it was a lot for you.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot for them, but they was peeling it out before you get through the door. They meet you at the door and they give you your money. You come in, you set up. And it's just wild, like Luke Skywalker parties. Like, don't stop, get it. And it's all night. You like, yo, these people wild and they dancing and it's never on beat. And you like, okay, what are you hearing? But the atmosphere was dope. They was real nice people, and I got that. But I was like, I got to get back with my people and see where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I took off and went back to Kinston, man. And man, it took off from there. And then I got into some other things and some other things and some other things.
That you cannot talk about without a waiver.
Right. Yeah.
For everybody that's joining in now, we have DJ Kid Tree with us today, representing New York, North Carolina, and Georgia. So now we're getting into the late 90s. You're still in North Carolina, I'm assuming. Early 2000s. Where are you at?
Yeah. I'm still in North Carolina. I'm still doing my thing. And I was in a marriage, and me and her, we came here a couple of times, but I had been coming here a lot, and I was like, we came to Atlanta a lot. Me and my homies did, and I was like, I told her, I said, one day I'm gonna move there. She looked at me, she was like, I said, yeah. I said, I gotta go there. I was like, I gotta get into that. I said, that's a whole different field. I think that's the next thing for entertainment for me, and things transpired, and one day I told her, I said, I'm getting out of here. Because we wasn't seeing eye to eye. I was just like, I gotta go before things get ugly here. And I was looking for a roommate when I was in that part of North Carolina at the time. I was looking for a roommate, and the dude that I thought was gonna be my roommate, he told me I couldn't stay at his crib. So I was like, oh. I said, okay.
Wow.
All right. So I just jumped. I mean, and I thought this was homie. He ain't have nobody staying there, no kids, no girlfriend, no nothing. So I was like, okay, I see where we at. I was like, okay, I'm going to get up out of here. So one day I was just like, I got to go. And I packed up everything, put my records and stuff in storage, took the immediate records and immediate equipment and the studio stuff that I needed and brought it here and came here, man. And that was the best move I had made in a long time.
Now, what year we talking now?
2005, October. 2005.
And that's where your career really started taking off.
Like poof. I mean, I started on my own here, and I was like, this is okay. And I'm still doing vinyl. I'm doing vinyl all the way up until 2008, 2009. About 6 crates.
Well, at least you're not a late bloomer. I know some people that started digital in 2012, 2013.
Yeah. But so everybody was already digital. Everybody was using Serato, and I was like, I don't want to do that. That's being a sellout. I had these these wrong feelings about it. And one day I'm doing a party and it was hot up and it was 4th of July. It was hot up in this restaurant. The AC wasn't working. It's jam packed and it didn't keep me hydrated like they were supposed to. So my body is giving out and I got a crate of records on my shoulder and I'm coming out and I collapsed and the crate of records fell all over the parking lot. You could see them just breaking up, just pieces falling. And those were my classics. I was like, nah, we ain't doing this no more. I was like, I'm not doing no more parties till I go digital. And it took me about 9 months.
Was it a difficulty or you just wasn't sure?
I needed the money actually. You know, Serato was like 500. I went with Torque at first. Torque was like 350. I saved $150. I should have never saved that 150. Torque was cool for me to start off with. It was decent, but it wasn't what I wanted. I was still using 1200s. Like I wasn't using no controls. I was like, that's too much.
Mm-hmm.
The laptop and yeah, I was like, that's too much. Like that's not where I want to be at. So yeah, and then I got with this premier group here called Go Ye DJs. It was the owners was Vernon Adamson and Bernard Humans, and they took me in, man, all the way in, and they was like, look, you're gonna do this party with us, you're gonna do this party with us. And the first party I did, it was like one of those times where the dude was like, he said, man, you got to run the records, man. You can't be cutting it up and all that. And I was like, that's a bad feeling. Again, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take this to Eve. So I started rocking some more parties with him. He was like, yo, you killing it. So it was an opening coming up in the Riverdale Amphitheater was open in Riverdale, Georgia. It was an opening. So Bernard was like, they had all these DJs. He was like, man, you know what? He said, I'm going to send you for the big stage because you've been DJing the longest. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, for the first concert. Now imagine this. The first concert was free and it was Bobby Brown.
Wow.
You could not see it. You couldn't see the end of the people. I was like, I don't even know where the people ending at. Are they in the woods or what? Like I couldn't see the end of them. I was like, wow. I was like, this is really, really nice. Man, listen, I killed it so bad. Bob was like, I'm going to MC your last set. He came from behind the stage. He was like, just give me the mic.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the most fun. And I stayed on that concert series for years and years and years. And then I was like, it's time for me to go because the money ain't getting no better. And I seen them pay a DJ that was from the radio station here. I won't say no name. I think they paid him about $3,000 for like 30 or 40 minutes. And I got real upset. And I was like, yo, y'all can't play me like that. I've been with y'all since day one. That's not the way to do it. I told him, I said, he ain't bought no more people out here than I already had out here. I was like, my people come out here every time it's a concert. I was like, that's not fair. So, you know, I don't regret. I never, let me say this. If I say something and I feel bad about it, I will come back and apologize. But if I don't come back and apologize, that means you had it coming. Like for real, you know? So, yeah.
So, wow. I'm still like off this Bobby Brown thing. Bobby Brown was MC.
Bobby Brown was MCing for me, man. And I opened up for so many people like Evelyn Champagne King, Angela Winbush, Lakeside, Ohio Players before. What's the dude that died? One of the leaders? I forgot his name. Sugar.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Died. Matter of fact, oh my gosh. What's the lady? They said she took too many drugs. She was, I think her name starts with a V or something like that. I'm trying to think of her name. I was out there talking to her literally before I opened up. I talked to her for like 45 minutes. I didn't even know who she was because she had lost so much weight. She was looking real good. And that weekend she did Riverdale and she did the Monique show when she went back home.
What songs? No, don't hurt yourself.
No. I got I think it starts with a V, but she's old school. Who made Congratulations?
Dude, I'm in an interview right now. I'm not at record.
Yeah, that's right. You ain't got your music back there with you. Okay. I really can't think of her name, but after she did, after I opened up for her and she did the Monique show, and she went back home and she OD'd. Now I was like, wow, I was just literally talking to her for like 45.
Tell us this whole experience. You said Lakeside, and
And Lakeside, yeah.
how did you get in that mix?
Because I was the only DJ at the Riverdale Town Center, the only one.
Oh, wow.
We had radio jocks, but I was the DJ. And then you talking about Howard Hewitt, Angie Stone, Sheila E. That was crazy. Like Avery Sunshine.
Yeah.
I love her. She is a beautiful soul. Soul is crazy. Like beautiful. She is. She walked on the stage. I was upset, and she said a couple of things. And I just looked at her and I was like, okay, that's gone. That's how her spirit is, Brick, SOS Band.
Oh, you was with all the
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the experience like playing with them?
After a while, here it is. It's dope. It's excitement in the beginning, and then it's like they treat you like they like you better than you like them. And once you get to that part right there, it's over. Like you don't feel like that. Like it's just like, hey, man, how you doing, man? I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? And come over there and they talk. I mean, Christopher Williams. Like I could just name people, man. Soul for Real. Like
Christopher Williams from our neck of the town.
Yeah,
we lived in the same projects.
Yeah.
Wow. So now,
the first group I opened up for, the first group I ever opened up for was Soul Sonic Force. There you go.
Wow.
And that was when Planet Rock was huge. That was the first concert I ever been on and opened up for. But then further down, you know what I'm saying, into the 2000s in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, Riverdale was great. It gave me a different perspective on things. It let me know my capabilities.
Yeah.
Stuff I could push out and people just say, oh, I forgot about that one. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just playing the norm, I'm out there playing the original Makosa and oh my gosh, it's crazy. D-Train, you're the one for me. You throwing them joints on. They like, I forgot. You like, oh, okay. I got you. This was interesting, man. It was really interesting. Really was.
Wow. So now we come into the late 2000s, 2010 and above. Where are you and what are you doing?
2010 and above, I'm playing spots on Memorial Drive like Dugan's, Central Park Bistro. I'm on Memorial Drive a lot. I'm on the east side.
Now we still talking about Georgia.
Yeah, I'm on the east side of Georgia and they loving it. So I'm like, I'm gonna stick with y'all until I run out. And I did that for about 7 or 8 years. And then the next thing you know, in between that 7 or 8 years, my daughter was born.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't slow down. I just kept going. Like I was like, I gotta keep going. Because this is what's happening. I'm making a living off of it. And I wasn't even working for anyone. Literally. I was like, no job, just eating.
Oh, so you did this full time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Full time. Yeah, you one of the few on here.
Yeah.
I know we got DJ Cam. I know we got DJ Fame. They do this full time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I want to go back. I actually want to go back to full time. I want to go back to full time. If I could ever find any way around this, I got to figure this out. I need to talk to some people, figure some things out. And then I get back into it full time, and that'll be it, man. I lock it in for a minute, and I'll probably go work a job just to get benefits and stuff like that, But it got to be something that I love doing, like for real.
Yeah, that's what advice we were giving DJ Fame, just to make sure, you're covered for later on in life.
Yeah.
There is no pension, so you have to put your own money away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So where does this radio station come in?
24/7 mixing.
Yes, sir.
About 3 or 4. We're working on 4, 3. I don't even know how many it is. I know we've been grinding hard. King Arthur, Phil X, DJ Majestic, Scorpio, Rollo Smith. 4 of those are from radio stations here, and they've been asking for a mix show that they can have for themselves for years. and they wouldn't give it to him. So they was like, we're gonna figure this thing out. So me and Majestic, Majestic is like my dude, like one of the best dudes in the world. We just click when we met, laugh and giggle, you know what I'm saying? Talk about serious stuff. He say some stuff to make you think, and I like people like that because I might feel like one way, and then when he gives me, I think about it, and I'll be like, okay, I see what he's saying. But he was like, you need to come on to 24/7. So I was like, okay, what do I do? And he told me, he was like, don't worry about it, I handle it for you. So the first thing I know, King Arthur, who I've been wanting to meet for years, he gives me a call one day, and I was like, huh? He was like, yeah. He said, let's go. He said, let's make it happen. It's a lot of DJs on 24/7, but it could be a lot more. I wish we had the whole world. I promise you, I wish we did. Because it never stops. It never stops. It's a DJ every 20 minutes, and then they got live shows, you know what I'm saying, starting at 6 o'clock. Monday through Friday, and then we're doing Saturday Soul Saturdays, and we're doing Saturday Beach Street, and then we're doing Saturday Lives, and then I'm doing Sunday Lives, and we got a gospel dude on, DJ Chosen. He's on Sundays from 1 to 3, give you the inspirational, man. It's the best, and hands down, I will say it, Soul Saturdays is the best mix show
I listened to a couple.
I've ever heard in my life, ever.
The music is hot. And they just play my type of music.
Yeah, that's Digging in the Tank. That's anybody's type of music.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, but if you're looking for samples of anything, you know, it's just like, if I go here, they're going to give me a bunch of stuff I don't even know exists.
Yeah.
I got some gospel joints I want to play. I'm going to play on I'm not going to be on the next edition, because the next edition we're going to go live. But I got a couple of gospel joints I'm gonna throw, but they ain't gonna know it's gospel. They're gonna be like, woo, because it's gonna start off gospel, and then when the break comes, they're gonna be like, oh man. That's
so are you live streaming too?
Oh yeah. For 24/7, yeah.
No, I'm talking about for on Facebook.
Yeah. I was on Instagram Monday night. They cut me off. Facebook. I was on for a minute on Facebook. They didn't cut me off. They let me ride. I live stream, but I don't save the videos because they always come back like 3 months later and be like, your video is partially muted because it contains. I'm like, you listen like 3 months later and you want. I was like, no, it's enough.
They finally listened to it.
Yeah, I gotta find out your whole recipe. You know that. So, you know, me and you, we gonna stay talking because I gotta find out your recipe over there.
Yeah. I'll let you in for a small fee.
Oh, I don't mind. Knowledge, whatever knowledge costs, that's what you want to get, you know.
So now, with the radio station, when do you go live? Do you have a time, or just kind of go in when you go in?
No. I go in 6 o'clock, 6 to 7 on Mondays is mine.
Okay.
And Saturdays, you know, I'm involved with Soul Saturdays.
Yes.
Sometimes we do it live, sometimes we don't. And then I'm on 4 to 5 on Saturdays, and 3 to 5 on Sundays. It was 3 to 5 on Saturdays, but somebody else wanted a piece. So, hey man, whoever wants a piece, they can get it, but you can't have Mondays. Yeah. I'm not giving that up.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
So
it's a great one.
Where are you going now? I know the virus done cut a lot of stuff out for people for now. I personally think whoever learns streaming really well is gonna dominate.
That's what
parties will come back, and this is only me what I'm thinking. Yeah. Parties will come back, but I think it'll be a even match with streaming too.
Yeah.
So if you know how to stream and you got your set straight, then you're gonna be it.
Mine sounds really good. You ain't gonna believe this, man. When Ustream first became popular, me and one of my partners, Uncle Verge, we talked about this years ago. We was like, we can make this where we ain't even gotta go out the house. We can do parties in New York, overseas, and all that. We can do this. And the thing about it is, you know, you sit there and you talk about something. You say we're going to make this happen, and then all of a sudden the parties start coming through, and you just throw it to the side. Which,
Mhm.
in all reality, we should have been throwing the parties to the side more or less and focusing on the streaming. We'd have had a beat long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm giving
If they were ready for it a while ago.
yeah.
Ustream, I played on Ustream for a little while, doing podcasts and just general stuff,
Yeah.
co-hosting with other people.
Yeah.
And then it kind of died.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Ustream was dope though.
Yeah.
You could take a whole chat room and put it somewhere else. I was like, this is crazy.
They was the best back in the day.
Yes. And then remember when they did the Ustream Pro? They had the Ustream Pro. When they had the Ustream Pro software, that was so clear. That was the clarity we needed. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I think they sold out or what happened?
We only like the free ones.
Oh, yeah. Facebook, yeah. And then Facebook started streaming too, and that was.
Now, what's your take? I get people's take on the streaming on the Facebook and Instagram and whoever. Facebook, Instagram, they get heat from the publishing, ASCAP, BMI, and then they come down on you.
Right.
I don't think they mind, but if it rolls downhill. So what's your take on that in regards to artists not getting paid?
Well, now are they going to get paid if we never play their records?
Good point.
That's the point. Like, they really got to think. Like, I don't get why they do what they do, and they haven't even came up with a license yet to let you pay for that. Okay, let me pay you a certain amount a year to let me stream all the music I want. They haven't even came up with that yet. So you sitting there, you cutting us off when you hear
Mixcloud pretty much got that locked for now.
Yeah, bro, I'm going over there quick. I'm already over there. I'm gonna try it though. I gotta try it out.
Yeah, $15 a month. You cannot beat it.
Yeah, I pay that for the first year at least. Yeah. Wow. You
cannot beat it.
And they let you go hard like you want to.
They no cutoffs, no nothing.
Yeah, I need that.
So, for all you DJs out there, I know half of them is on Mixcloud, but with the free one. But the free one won't let you stream live. I've been checking this out because I'm actually do my interviews on Mixcloud probably starting in September. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, DJ Cam said there is a service.
For which one?
I'm not sure. Can you elaborate, DJ Cam? But yeah, man, I am happy to have you on.
I'm happy to be on. Like, I'm really, really happy. Like,
so, getting back to this whole virus thing, did it disrupt anything that you had planned for 2020?
Oh, it killed every event. I had events probably for about 4 or 5 months out when it started, and I had to turn around and send deposits back and stuff like that. Like, I was like, okay, this is not our fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not a rain thing. It's not a snow thing. It's not a tornado thing. It's something nobody can control.
And that's right. You do give those people back their deposit,
even though the contract says not to.
Right.
That's not.
It's good faith, for one, and you build rapport with them, and they'll come back to you.
Exactly. Yeah, man. It's bad here, man. Like, literally, like, it's bad here, man.
And that's why I say the streaming thing is gonna really stick because one, I know people are going out and they want to be in crowds, but it's not everybody.
Yeah.
And then you can get people from all over the world, not just your local area.
Yeah. All over the world, man. Yeah, you could be doing concerts, opening up for concerts and stuff overseas, man, and be at home on the screen.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
man DJ Cam, he has his freeagentradio.com, cheap plug, and he has people listening from Germany and all over the country in
Yeah.
different countries.
Yeah, they on 24/7 too, like that. Like sometimes they cut it on and they never cut it off. It'd be like 4 months, and you like, wow, these people still on it. They must be really, really.
They
But you
they
think
love this type of music too, and there's not many outlets that can give it to them.
yeah,
You know, especially live.
yeah, yeah.
So that's where these internet radio stations come in. I think they're going to start to grow.
Oh yeah. They're gonna kill it. And XM is gonna kill everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's gonna kill. Commercial radio is almost done. Like for real. Too many commercials. Play 10 records all day.
Somebody got to pay for it.
Yeah. 10 records all day. You know what I'm saying? Like even gospel stations, 5 or 10 records. I'm like, y'all ain't got nothing else beside. You hear the same 10 all day, and I'm like, wow.
They're gonna make you like this.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna like it. Like for real. I've listened to a lot of I started messing with a lot of stuff from overseas and finding out what's hot in different countries and stuff. And I find out the top 100 and get my picks out of there, put them in folders. And now I'm rocking stuff from overseas. I don't know what they're talking about, but it sounds crazy. They might be saying the wrong thing. Like, I really don't care. Like,
nobody else that speaks English knows what they talk about either. So
that's what I'm thinking about too. Yeah. But you'd be surprised at how many darker skin colored people is over in Australia and France doing music, and they are killing it, man.
Killing it, yeah. They are killing it. You know, your DJ / producer.
Yeah.
They killing it.
Yeah, man. I went to see the Chainsmokers. That thing, boy. I seen what's the name in Vegas? DJ Snake. That was crazy. Ooh.
I don't even know who that is.
Turned on for what? He's the other part. He's the beat part. Hey man, if you heard Snake, man, you'll love him. Snake beats is hard.
I'll go look him up.
Yeah. Chainsmokers is hard. David Guetta, he's okay. I like some of his stuff, not all of it. But it's a lot of them cats. I like Steve Aoki. I like a lot of them cats, man. I do. They don't focus on going out in the crowd like we do, and every weekend, you know, they focus on making a set. And when the time they go do their set, it's already, most of it is pre-recorded, and they just do additives, and it's a wrap. And they jump up and down the table and throw their hands up and make the crowd just. I love that escalation, dan, like that. Just do something to me, man. I love it. I love it.
So, what type of DJ equipment you have now? You said you didn't play with the controllers.
So I have an NS71, an NS72, a set of Vaztex PDX 3000s, and recently I got the Rain 12s with a 62. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Harry. Whew. Ouch.
Yo, explain those that 62 and the 12s to somebody who don't know.
Oh my gosh. The connection, first of all, is extremely magical. You have no jacks in the back of the mixer. So you're sitting there wondering, how's this going to happen when I'm not connected into none of the ends? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy. And it just picks up on the software. And the only jacks you got running out of the back of your mixer is audio outs. And that's it. And the Rain 12s, I promise you, whoa, that's the best thing I felt in a long time, man. The platters are sturdy.
You know, you just went over a lot of people's head with that, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the control vinyl feels really good. It's not the same as the Serato control vinyl. It's a little bit different. You don't need Serato actually control vinyl for that. It's Rain control vinyl. It feels great. Oh my gosh. I mean, everything you adjust yourself. And I like the fact that it has no needles.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. And the 62 is the most slept on mixer ever. I didn't know. All I know is my man Majestic, I was telling you about, he ended up getting one, and I'm watching him rock his, and I'm like, man, I would love to have one of those. And Big Daddy Kane's DJ, which is DJ Skaz, sold me his. And after that, I got the Rain 12s. I'm happy. I'm done. Finished. That's it.
And that's it, right?
That's it.
Until they obsolete.
Stop. Don't even do it. I don't think I'm gonna buy nothing else. I think I'm good.
You ain't gonna mess with that 72 or 70?
Nada. Mm-mm. Nah. My partner got the 72. He ended up getting the 72. He was like, nah, this right here is something else. A lot of people they got the 72, and then they was just like, I really want the 70 because they wanted less features. And I don't know how to say this. Let me say this like this. Okay, so some people feel like a lot of the features on the 72 are for other DJs of other cultures. Let me say that. Can I say that?
Yeah.
That's how they feel. Me, I'm a different person. I like all that extra stuff.
Mm.
I love filters. I love echoing out. I love when you make it go dun 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 dun. I love stuff like that. Like, I love to do that stuff. So I'm not exempt from none of that. So that's what other people say.
Oh, you make use of every feature.
Hey, man, look here. I gotta make it sound like it gotta sound okay. When I do a mix, I want it to sound like it was impossible.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't figure it out. It's so that they can say this is different from everything else. That's the way I want it.
Let's wrap this thing up.
We gotta go for real.
Yeah, some of us go to sleep.
Yeah, I do.
Occasionally. So, one of the last questions, my official last question that I ask is, what would you tell a DJ who just coming into this business, don't have any connections, don't know anything, but they want to DJ? What do you tell that person?
I tell that person to network and staying in the house. Nobody's coming to your house to get you. Nobody's coming to your house to visit you to say, oh, we knew you was a DJ. We came to the house to get you. You have to get out. You have to mingle with people. And I need DJs to open their libraries up as wide as they can get it. Get some Chinese music. Get some stuff from overseas. Get a lot of old school music. Get a lot of samples. Get a lot of house music. Get a lot of everything. Don't just stick with one form of music, because one form of music is going to get you one form of money.
Wow. Yeah, sure enough. So where are you going from here? Where's your DJ career going from here? Are you looking for another venue to play at?
Nah,
your own thing?
I want to go streaming hard. I'm gonna stick with 24/7. 24/7 will be big. It's getting bigger and bigger. It will be huge. Let me say that. So I'm gonna always be with 24/7 as long as it lasts. And I'm gonna go with streaming real hard. I'm gonna talk to some different people. I want to be able to stream from the 247mixing.com site, and that will cut me off from everything else. So when it's time to do events and stuff, and I got private events, I want to have it when we can go to the site and we give these people a certain code, and they punch in that code and they're in their own party. So if you got 150 people from this side, everybody's on the same code in their end. That's what we're working on right now.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. So while we're ending this, tell me one thing. Who do you know, what other DJ you know needs to be here and needs their story told?
Ooh.
Just one or two. I know you got a million of them, but one or two.
I think you should get King Arthur, Phil X, DJ Majestic.
You'll hook me up?
I got you.
You got me?
I got you.
All right. DJ Kid Tree, I thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your stories.
Yes, sir.
Our audience, thank you for your time and your stories.
Appreciate them for watching.
I will talk with you soon, my brother.
All right, have a good one, man.
Hold on a second while I close this out.
Peace.
Once again, the DJ interview has conquered another DJ and let them tell their story. We will be back next Tuesday, 8ish, with another DJ interview. So stay tuned and stay good. Stay safe.